Hello, my name is Lydia Fazetsky. I'm a senior at the University of South Carolina, and I will be pursuing graduation with leadership distinction through the professional and civic engagement pathway. Today, I would like to present on the impact of effective advertising on a nonprofit. I would first like to start with my beyond the classroom experience. Throughout my time at the University of South Carolina, I have been exposed to multiple opportunities for leadership within the university and the community beyond. One very impactful opportunity was serving as a Young Life leader. Young Life is a ministry primarily staffed by college volunteers who go into local high schools and mentor and guide high school students. I started my journey with Young Life in the fall of 2016 and finished my time in the fall of 2019. As a student staff intern, I was given the position of fundraising coordinator for the Young Life office for the spring semester of 2018. I chose to be involved with Young Life because the ministry had made such an impact on me and many of my friends' lives in high school. I decided that I wanted to be a part of something that was so life-changing. Next, I would like to talk about my activities with the Young Life organization as well as the description of my job. So, in my role as student staff fundraising coordinator, some of my responsibilities included facilitating and planning events. Those events included things as little as leader training/leader meetings. I would additionally help plan clubs and campaigners, which was the events for high schoolers. I also would plan pre-camp events, which was parent meetings or facilitating a floor for students and parents to ask questions, things of the sort. As a Young Life team, we would plan large events such as camp for the summer or camp for the fall and spring. Each of those camps took about 6 months of planning for them to come to fruition. I also would help with fundraisers and raising money for the ministry and for children to go to camp. The two fundraisers that I was specifically in charge of were Wingathon and Young Life Formal. Wingathon was an event where we had kids from each high school who needed to raise money for their camp fund. They would have to go into the community and ask people to pledge a certain amount per wing that they ate so that they could raise money. So they would come in on one Saturday that I had coordinated, and Buffalo Wild Wings gave us a discounted rate. And they would come in and eat as many wings as possible, and for every wing they ate, they had a certain amount pledged to that wing. At the end of that, I think we had approximately 24 to 26 campers who raised the full amount that they needed to go to camp. We had a couple students as well reach about half as much as they needed. Then we also had a Young Life Formal, which was an event for college students that really flourished. There are a lot of college students who really want to go to formals but aren't a part of sororities or fraternities, so therefore have no way to do so. So we planned a very nice event in Lexington that they could come to, and it was only about $10, and in that whole night we were able to raise over $3,000. I was also a part of helping fundraise for the ministry at hand, the entire ministry, not just our local area. And so we did things like a trivia night that was marketed towards our local community, and people could come in and do that. So I had hands-on with that. We also did discount cards where a lot of the staff would go into the community and ask certain businesses to provide discounts, and we did that and raised a ton of money. In addition to planning and facilitating these events, I was in charge of providing the materials and creating the materials for each of these events, whether it be support letters, pledge sheets. I also had to do the social media campaigns to promote these, so I created a ton of graphics, which I used my advertising degree to create all of this. Through my advertising degree, I've been able to learn a lot of the basic concepts that really made these events excel. These skills that were given to me by the university and by the advertising staff really helped me create incredible campaigns for each of these events so that these events raised a ton of money. During my time on student staff, I interacted with parents through emails, phone calls, in person in regards to their students because, as you know, parents are very into high schoolers' lives, as they should be. I also interacted with our supporters both in the community and nationwide to send out support letters, to just answer any questions that they had, and also to update them on what their support was going to. I interacted with high school students because I was still a Young Life leader, so I was continually leading them, but also interacting with them when they had questions about camp and things like that. I also led college students who were our leaders for the high schoolers, so I would equip them with material that they needed to lead those high school students, and also just updating them on what was going on and what they needed to be doing. And finally, I would interact with Young Life staff because that's who I was working with daily. The next thing I would like to talk about is my reflection or my analysis. My experience as a Young Life student staff intern allowed me to apply the in-classroom experiences to the beyond-the-classroom experiences. As an advertising major, I met the qualifications for this position that involved marketing and promoting Young Life in order to secure funding for operations and promote the ministry. I was assigned to the task of marketing an event and creating the necessary promotional items for that event. Through my in-class experiences as an advertising major, I have learned the importance of concepts such as defining your target audience and marketing towards the defined audience, brand recognition, word choice, and emotional appeal. These concepts are integral to the implementation of a campaign on social media or on a website, of which I was responsible for implementing as an intern for Young Life. I explained a little bit earlier on how each of these concepts played a role in the events that I planned. I truly cannot express how important these advertising classes were to the success of my internships and ultimately to these fundraisers. The second to last section I would like to talk about is my reflection continued. Through this section, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I learned as well as what I think others should learn from my experience. Through the position as Young Life student staff intern, I was affirmed in the awareness that I will be most successful working in an organization that I have a true passion for. Working for a company that is more concerned with the individual and how the work will lend support to their growth and impact on the larger community is much more important to me than working for a larger impersonal corporation with a bigger salary. As a result, in my current job search, I have made it a priority to research the values and goals of the organizations and the types of the accounts that they promote before I consider applying for a position. This is something that I would hope someone at USC would learn early, that it's really important to know what your company values before you start working for them and what they stand on, so that you either agree or know what you're walking into. Before I conclude my presentation, I would like to talk about the pictures at the bottom of my poster. On the far left, you see me and my Young Life team at the Wing-a-thon that I had helped plan. It was a very successful event, and I'm very thankful for my Young Life team for supporting me. The picture on the right of that is a group called Work Crew. This group is a group of selected kids from each of the Northeast high school. It's very lucrative that we get kids who want to grow further in their faith, and so we take them to a Young Life camp and we teach them the value of serving. And during this time, they get to serve the families or the group that is at that Young Life camp and realize how much goes into creating this experience at a Young Life camp. The next picture is a group of girls that I led through their high school experience. This is us at fall camp, which I also helped plan. We had a really great time, and I'm very thankful for the time that I got with them there. The following picture is another picture at Wing-a-thon, and it's a picture of all of the kids that got to participate in the Wing-a-thon. Several of these kids ate 20, 30, 40 wings that day, but had a really great attitude. The final picture is me and another Young Life staff person at Young Life Formal that I had planned. It was a very successful event, as I had spoke on before. In conclusion, this internship taught me some very valuable lessons that will benefit my pursuit of a career in advertising. Success in advertising is based on emotional appeal and branding. This is true as an individual pursuing a career as well as an individual marketing and planning for clients. Passion for the betterment of the cause embodies how I will work to promote and advertise for my clients. The Young Life internship offered a unique opportunity to use my in-class knowledge to gain out-of-class experience that is beneficial to my resume and portfolio and will ultimately benefit and lend support to my future clients. I am very thankful for this opportunity that was given to me through the University of South Carolina. And further than that, I am very thankful for Graduation with Leadership distinction for giving me the opportunity to look back on that as well as to share about it. So thank you to the University of South Carolina, and forever to thee.